Hello everybody, Chile Live channel and me, Irene Tigini, we are greeting you. Today, our celebrity guest of Stars About Stars project is a legendary woman with very spiritual and big heart. She is the most powerful coach for acting in Hollywood. Her students are great personalities as Charlize Theron, Jim Carrey, Halle Berry, Brad Pitt, and others. She is as well author of very life-changing book, Power of Actor. Finally, here with us, fantastic Ivana Chubbuck.
Hello.
Hello, Ivana. So, as I always start that astrology it's not a panacea, but astrological research is a base of my questioning that I created especially on your individual horoscope. And first of all, I hope that my questions gonna be interesting and useful for you.
Exciting and fascinating.
Thank you so much. So, Ivana, your base birth number is 20, which corresponds to the energy of peace. Does a creative person need a war within oneself to channel energy into creation?
I feel that our emotions are chaos. And my technique, it's all about taking it as something that we can actually explore growth, involvement, change, and solution.
So, and we continue. Your month of birth is 8, the symbol of the power, wealth, and family. What are the most ingenious or extraordinary you learned from your forebears or grandfathers, grandmothers?
My mother gave me the sense of lack of judgment, that, you know, whenever, like you've watched me teach, it's like people could say some of the most incredibly awful things about something that they've done or that have been done to them, and I don't judge. And then my father gave me my reason for being.
Every time I receive my home task and my new dialect to learn, I realize how powerful and how attentive our teachers are to us, because they really see our moments to work out and they give the proper moment, the proper scene. So thank you, Lord, for this complex of things that happen. Your year of birth demonstrates the energy of this star, and it's obviously like this. So tell me please, what was a big dream of little Ivana?
There was a point in time in my really early life where I wanted to be Madame Curie, like someone like that. I wanted to invent something that would change the world. Then I wanted to be like Jane Goodall, who was a very important anthropologist, and I got very fascinated by the world of the culture, how culture is created, and like how human beings are the same everywhere in the world, but culture is what creates the different realities of what we see on the outside, which I ultimately take it into the acting world, which is people are people are people, and our needs are the same, and our issues are the same insecurities, the same fears, the same events that have happened to people all over the world. At 13, I joined an acting troupe, and I just started being an actress. And then I decided I was going to be a filmmaker when I went to college, so I took a lot of film classes and psychology classes and behavioral science classes. And then I realized that what I wanted to do was, when I started to really make sense of it, was to be an actress. So I came out here to be an actress, and then I realized that I really liked the teaching.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, your karma task, that is your ascendant node in Aquarius. It's all about to gain qualities such as flexibility, easiness, friendship, and ability to communicate with different people. I'm sure you have plenty of students. Tell me please, do you see from the first moment immediately this person is gifted or not?
I don't think that's what it's about. I think that being gifted could get in your way because you get lazy and work is hard. And the real truth of it is success and being great is hard work.
Do you get sometimes upset when you feel that person is super talented but unfortunately lazy or naughty and doesn't want to work enough?
Well, I get frustrated and I just think, why are you, why would you take all this stuff that you obviously have a rich life, rich background to be able to use it in your work. Why don't you spend more time doing something with it?
Ivana, you were born on the first lunar day at the beginning of the month that gives emotion, impulsivity, unity of will and feelings. As Shakespeare says, we are all on the stage in this world and we are all actors. So you just mentioned that it's really necessary to learn. Could I ask you, what is the process of becoming a professional actor in Hollywood?
A lot of people just want to come here and think they're so pretty or handsome that they should be getting acting jobs. And it's just, if you want to be a professional actor, you got to take an acting class. And so it's all part of, that's why people work so hard in my schools, because they really love what they do.
To whom do you give your respect? Who is your professional mentor in acting?
Well, I don't really have a mentor in acting. I do things to make my father, who passed away a long time ago, him proud, because I always looked up to him as doing something wonderful for the world. I want him to be proud, so I want to always up my game, and I want my daughter, Claire, who's also a teacher at the school, to be proud of what her mommy is, because I always never respected my mother, and so, because, well, I don't know what she could or couldn't do, because she's a pathological liar. She was very, very kind of, she got mental illness. She had lots of stuff going on that was kind of wackadoodle. But I always wanted her to see me as the way I saw my father.
Your Venus is in sextile with Uranus, that is peaceful aspect, and indicate talents in arts, unusual ways of making money. How is process of money making goes in Hollywood, and why different actors in different roles cost in a different way?
Money comes when you're just doing something for your heart. That's true. And so it's like the idea that you're doing it to make money, don't do it. Wanting to be really skilled, wanting to be great at what you do, that's what brings money to you.
Sun square Mars produces too much energy, that we definitely see, because you're passing that sunny and shining energy to us. What was the most impulsive career decision or risk that you did in your life?
I do everything by impulse. So like, what is the most? I don't know. I feel like you just have to let the world tell you. Don't try to control the world, because if you try to control or plan how you're going to make things happen, it doesn't work. And that includes getting relationships. It's like things happen, but you have to be open to them. And so I allow my impulses, like I should come here, or I should talk to this person, or I don't keep plans, so I've learned that my most successful me is me just being open to what the universe is telling me where I need to be, so I follow my impulses.
Your Mars opposition Jupiter provokes a passion for travel and adventure, spending money as well for a good reason. What was the most memorable shooting all over the world?
I have been all over the world doing workshops and seminars, and God, I love to travel so much. I love meeting new people and finding their stories, and because it's such a big pleasure to like really get to know people on the stage and off the stage, like the communication of like people that are artists of the world, all over the world. I've been to places, from China to Ukraine, Russia, Australia, South America.
Now we are going to the second part that is more interesting because it's regression by years. And actually my next question was exactly about your roots and how you're connected with Ukraine or Russia, Soviet Union. 2 years old, Mercury in direct motion could be the birth of brother or sister or some other important event in your family. What happened by that time? Even you were a baby.
My sister, around 2 years old, my younger sister was born.
Oh my God, that's astrology. It works. I love this sense.
I have 7 brothers and sisters, so it's pretty much a good point over here.
So we're gonna get this answer plenty of times.
Born, yeah.
And tell us, please, what is your connection with Russia, Ukraine, Soviet Union?
Well,
I'm proud to be connected to that.
Very proud to be connected to that because it's the land of Stanislavski, and also there's so much passion and the kind of Eastern Europeans. There's so much passion. Whenever I come in, my very first workshop that I did there, I wasn't sure what I was going to get because my family is, my Russian part of my family, Russian, Ukrainian, because my family came to the United States when everything was Russian. So basically, I'm Ukrainian and Russian, and so it's the passion that was like, I'm going, oh my God, there's like so much going on inside, and they're not afraid to go. Like, there's some countries that people are like shy about really expressing themselves, but not Eastern Europeans. It's like, you know.
We are
so
military. We are a little bit too much sometimes. I know.
I love it. It's great. It's perfect. It's perfect for the for being an actor.
Sun in Virgo, that corresponds to the age of 4 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Father solves financial issues for the family, or could be some kind of discipline training. Were you brought up strictly by your father or your parents?
I had 0 guidance.
No.
My father was
Freedom.
changing the world, and my mother was doing the laundry. She used to put the laundry in to the washing machine, watch it wash, then she'd put it in the dryer, watch it dry, then she'd take the same bit of laundry and put it back in the washer, and she spent a good day doing that. And so there was sort of like guidance. I mean, there was no strict, there was nothing. I mean, as a teenager, got into a lot of trouble because nobody told me what I was supposed to do, and if I did something like stupid and wrong, I get into trouble, do stupid and wrong stuff. There was nobody to tell me what to do right. But you said 4 years old. Now, 4 years old, I think we moved from downtown Detroit into the suburbs.
Great.
So this is where we went from an all-black community, poverty, to middle-class America.
7 years old, your moon go to square with Pluto. That gives strong emotions, transformation in the family, and maybe even creative development or training manners or whatever. What happened by that age?
At 7. Around 7 years old, I started to realize how abusive my mother was. I thought I just remember at 7, like hiding a lot, trying to escape her insane wrath. Because it never made sense. She never knew when she was gonna lose it and what was gonna trigger it, because at 7 you would know. But I just remember being really terrified at 7.
So 8 years old, your Mars in Sagittarius could provoke travel or relocation, but you already moved being 4. So what happened by that age? Maybe you changed the school or some other kind of change? Or some important
dream?
dream?
When I was 15 to a whole different kind of community. It's like upper middle class, whereas lower middle class with all Christians, and we were the Jewish family that everybody made fun of, and everybody hated because again the bigotry. Then we moved to a Jewish neighborhood when I was 15. That was really okay. It was huge. Because all of a sudden everybody thought I was the Christian because I picked up their habits. And even though, so they became like, I never fit in. So like at 8, I didn't have any friends. And I think maybe I was aware that I didn't feel like I fit in. I really wanted to be relocated. Maybe that's what it was.
11 years old, moon in opposition to Uranus. Sudden changes in the family. Tell me please, does this relate?
Well, it could have been my brother. One of my brothers was born. It could have been the retarded one, and that was a big like thing that in the family. Because they have all these smart kids. Yeah. It's like the family has smart kids, and all of a sudden we have my brother who was pretty retarded. He doesn't read or write. He can really make change. We taught him how to make changes. You can hand somebody $1, how much you're supposed to get back, but he still doesn't quite get it. He can't drive a car or do anything like that. He's got about a 50 IQ, and I think he's like stuck at something like 7 years old. And but I think that's when he was born.
He's the youngest one. No, not you.
He's the third to the.
Parents never stop. It's fantastic. They did great job for the
They
humanity.
kept having sex. I mean, I don't know what else. They didn't do anything much. My mother was crazy, so I know. They had a lot of sex apparently. So I have my youngest sister is 20 years younger than me.
Thank you. 15 years old. Venus in Libra. Art initiation could be the first serious relationship. Did you fall in love by that time? Was it some kind of nice change for your heart?
15 is when we moved to the new neighborhood.
So maybe that's why. Some new
But
perception of environment, some bright one.
And then I got into a group of like political radicals.
Yeah.
That we were in. Did you see a movie called The Chicago, A Trial of the Chicago 7?
Yeah.
Okay, I was one of those people. Okay, so that's when I met them when I was 15. So we moved to this new neighborhood. Of course, the old neighborhood was where these people were, so I was always traveling into the old neighborhood. It was like 25 minutes away, 20 minutes away. And I was a part of this group, and there was a lot of love stories. It was like important friendships. I think I had a guy named, there's a couple of Michaels in this group. One was, I had a short-term relationship with the other, and a long-term relationship. Then I had that relationship with the other Michael later. So I had
Michaels, I love it.
Michaels.
I don't remember it's Michaels.
the Michaels, the time of the Michaels, but it was we actually having friends and a group of people that we were changing the world.
Thank you. We continue. 19. Mercury in Virgo. So, thirds are more oriented and focused on your job. Education in field of maybe nutrition, maybe health or finances. So what is your first education? Does it correspond to truth? By the way, through astrology, birth chart reading, we didn't see any aspect that shows exactly acting. Can you imagine? So many things that correspond to reality, and wow, it's something I think that's a separate blessing from God.
For the acting part?
Yes.
Well, it's the teaching of acting that's my gift.
Yes.
Because I was a fine actress, but it was like the passion is teaching.
Yes.
And teaching, acting is my passion, so that's why you didn't see the actor in there. I also was a writer for a couple of alternative newspapers, and also a photographer for a magazine called Cream Magazine, which, did you ever see a movie called Almost Famous?
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but it's all about the world of that particular magazine. Yeah. And I was one of the kids. It's all about the kids that they would hire for free, but we got to meet all the rock stars, got backstage passes and all the rock concerts and stuff like that because I was pressed. But I was pressed for one I was a writer for, and the other one I was a writer for like changing the world kind of stuff, and the other one was about music, Mm-hmm. So yeah, so 19, I was like deep embedded in that world. Yeah.
Great. 20. Moon square Pluto, changes in the family again and desire to forget the past. What could provoke that?
I moved to LA.
You moved to LA? Wow, that's powerful. 20 years old.
Yeah, 20 years old. I didn't finish college. I decided, I had some friends that said, look, we're moving to LA. Want to come with us?
21. Like a number. Venus sextile Mars. So, feminine planet meets man's planet. Optimism, lots of energy, nice relationship, and even could be marriage or some kind of date that was important for you.
I got
Does
married.
it really?
I got married to a most horrible man.
But you did.
I
But
got
you
married, but it was like
We're
my
blind,
mother
but
and a
we are in
man, my
love.
mother and a man version. He was so abusive.
Ivana, your techniques helped me a lot to overcome fear of being a victim, because I understood that whenever I go, whatever I do, no matter it's personal relationship or business relationship or friendship relationship, I'm playing a victim by the end of the story. And my part, my personality that is standing on the stage in front of camera is completely different. And when I decided one day just wake up after another lesson and another scene, and I realized there is no Irene who is victim. And since that moment, I swear to God, my relationship with everybody changed. The same second, the same day.
And then how long did it take? You only been in school for a couple of months. Isn't that great?
I don't want to be abused anymore in anything. Not by one word, not by nothing,
Absolutely.
no action.
But the only way that you can know you don't want to be abused is to be abused.
Thank you. 24. Moon Square Venus. Unexpected situation in your family life again. What happened by that time?
24?
Yes.
About 24, I think I got divorced.
So that's it. 21, 24.
My asshole ex-husband.
Anyway, so 3 years of experience.
3 years.
Yes. As McBetter says, last 3 years. That's enough, actually, so we can pass to another one for a better husband. Okay, so where is our 24, 24? 27, no, excuse me, 26, Venus Saturn conjunction, emotional restrictions and ability to see the structure. What was it by that age? Very interesting, strange aspect actually, astrological one. And how do you turn a drama of failure into victory?
I was struggling in LA, trying to get acting jobs and trying to figure out who I was and that kind of stuff, but it was more general.
So it was periods of struggling and understanding yourself.
Yeah, and understanding. Maybe it was the beginning of, you could have been thinking about the beginning of why I needed to become a teacher and change the philosophy of my technique.
Tell me please, do you have at least one couple who you admire and they're actors in Hollywood? Or maybe filmmaker and actress? Some creative couple that you love?
I just don't see life that way. I see like everybody, I have a love story with all my people, so it's like I work with a lot of people that are married, or a lot of marriages have happened out of my class, a lot of kids.
Really? Wow.
Because everybody, it's a community here. And so it's like who I admire are my students. And I love the fact that so many of them, like the Brad Pitt lived very, very, very small. Lived with a lot of other people in a small house, and did 3 awful jobs to just make sure he was always studying, and he always worked everything, privates and then being in class, and he worked. Talk about someone who's a major workaholic when it comes to the craft. And
I admire him every time.
I admire him. It's not because he's a couple or was Brangelina, whatever it was called. It was like I admire people who work hard and don't make it. I admire my students.
31 years old, Venus Neptune conjunction. You love manifestation of talents.
I decided I wanted to stop dating awful guys, and I said I'm just gonna date a bunch of nice guys if I'm not attracted to them, just to change my habit of being attracted to bad men for me. And so that was at a point in time where I said, I can't keep doing this to myself. This is stupid. Let's change this. So at 31, that's when it happened. We said, I'm going to change.
35. Sun and Mercury in Libra, striving for partnership and resolving all difficult situations in a peaceful way. What happened at that age? And how could you describe that period of life for you?
Well, I married my next husband. It was quite a love story. We had Claire, my daughter, at 35.
Wow.
She's my special girl. I love her so much.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. 39, that is a number of creativity, by the way. Your Venus goes to Scorpio. That could provoke some breakup, I don't know, like maybe in some even friendship relationship or something.
My book came out in 2004. how old was I then? Let's do some math. Let's do some quick math. 2004.
We go, I think, yeah, it was more, I guess.
Was I in my 40s or 30s?
Yes, something like this. I calculated, by the way, where you published your book. I have everything.
It was 2004 when the book came out. Maybe I made the deal when I was in 39. That would be a struggle.
It gives a lot of like emotions connected with love or passion or something like this. So maybe it was some just emotional wave or something, impulse to
My
create
husband
something.
said you should write a book.
He started to write a book.
No. He told me I should
He told you
write a book. And then Halle won the Oscar, and she said my name at the Academy Awards. 2001, I think. Anyway, that would be maybe around that time. I don't know. Anyway, that was the impetus to write the book, because now I had this fame all of a sudden. And so then the book came out in 2004. I'm just trying to think the age. We're talking about ages.
Yeah, sorry for being so concrete.
No, but my problem is just like that those are important dates. It's like when she said my name at the Academy Awards changed my life. Then the book changed my life because it was on the bestseller list. It's the only book about acting that's ever been on the bestseller list, like ever. You know, so it's just a textbook essentially. So it was on the bestseller list because I don't know, maybe it was pretty well written.
Yeah,
you like it? My book's been in so many languages now. It's like 19 now.
19 already?
Just because it just came out in Greek.
In Greek?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
So it's like
I saw it in stories and Instagram. That is not powerful. You see, new technologies.
But around 39, I think I would say that this is. We're saying in the areas of like.
No matter, every year of your life is challenging and interesting in its own way. So, and we continue at 45. So actually, it's almost the same age. It was your moon in opposition to Saturn. That could be some kind of stagnation, or like when you go deeper into yourself. So actually, maybe if you started to work with your book, if you started to, like maybe it was already moment of creation, the book 44, 45.
It's just like we're getting into like territories of this is all when things are just going really fast, you know. And so it was like once she said my name, that was big. Then the book coming out was really big, and then all of a sudden people started asking me to come in different places all over the world, and then it started becoming a bestseller into places like Russia, and it became like huge in Russia, just like as a regular self-help book. But as opposed to just being an acting book, people are using it as like book for self-help. It's a great philosophy of like you're taking pain and turn it into prosperity. Pain into prosperity is a really great way to live life.
Ivana, you offer to this world, to humanity, deep healing process through your books, through your techniques. Have you ever been invited for some maybe diplomatic mission or some educational process, life-changing for the world? I see it even like alternative medicine, I swear to God. I feel it very deep because I passed through it, I know what it is. That's why I ask.
Well, I guess I had a person in one of my classes that was a Harvard-educated psychiatrist and said my book should be required reading for the psychology department in universities. And so I think by accident, it's got a medical, it's got a therapeutic reality to it, but it's by accident because I don't preach that. I just know that when you're playing a character and it feels like you're being, or you're writing a script or directing something and you're finding the power in your pain, is that you're going to find that in your real life too. It's going to bleed naturally into your real life as well. And as you said, it has in yours. And so, but it's by accident, so it's, so I think that what you're saying is something that is happening, but not by intention. It's happening by virtue of just my philosophy.
We go for Actually, 47, another transformation in the family. I don't know that it's related or no. And 2000, that is beautiful year, age 48, frustration in work, some unexpected transport difficulties, a period of fundamental mental change. Did something happen important to you?
Here's the thing about that. I feel like I do that like every year. So,
Every second I think in your case.
Yeah, well, I'm always making fundamental changes because you can. I just know that I don't want to ever be solid and happy with this. I need to make fundamental changes, and sometimes in the way I think. Because sometimes I still have voices, I still have my mother's voice on my shoulder.
So Mercury conjunction Neptune, 2004, 2005. It's age 52, 53.
That's the book.
It's your book?
The book came out 2004, 2000. It came
So
out
that's
2004,
the age.
hardcover,
That is the age.
2005.
Increased intuitive and creative abilities. That's.
There we go. Okay.
Here we are. You know that we all love your book. Actually, I was running after your book so much, and unfortunately, it's all like this because here is important.
It's
Here
meant
is
to be
important.
beat up. That's why people call it their Bible, because it's meant to be read and reread. And every time you read it, you get something else out of it, right?
That's true. I did it already twice, and I know that I'm not going to
Each
stop.
time, and it's funny because sometimes I just want to have a reference that someone said, I want to tell them it's on page blah blah blah. So I'll go to the book and I'll find it so they can tell what page it's on. I go, oh yeah, this is good stuff.
Wow, that's nice. But 2006 and 2007, we have breakdown of established relationship or some unexpected difficulties. What happened by that time? Does it relate?
It could be around the time that I was struggling with my relationship with my husband. Yeah, and I don't want to get into the details of all that, but just suffice it to say that I think that was the beginning of bad things.
Thank you for sharing. 2008, almost 9. Another aspect that shows me Venus and Saturn, big responsibility and probably maybe some framing or some restrictions connected with creativity or art, and maybe something came out or something happened in your work, job, in your projects.
Well, I don't recall anything. It was the things that were, it was like what I was saying before, which is that my career just keeps like catapulting.
2010, 2011, maybe some kind of new dreams, but you'll never stop as we realize that it's going to be maybe new beginning for something. What happened by that time? And if I could ask you, I understand you can answer me who's your favorite actress or actor, because they are all your friends and they are all your students and they are all already part of you. Your kids
Yes,
actually.
asking for your favorite kid. Who's your favorite kid?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
But maybe you can tell me what is your favorite movie that you really love to watch.
There's so many movies I love. I just enjoy the world that I exist within.
And when did your movies came out, where you participated as an actress?
When those come out, I don't think ever. I don't think I've ever done any movies. I did a lot of television shows. When I first came out to LA, I did television, mostly comedies, and some procedurals. I did some theater, did commercials, did voiceovers, did cartoon voiceovers, and I stopped acting. Did we have a 29 years old thing?
29?
No. I'll tell you when I stopped acting. When I was born. I decided to stop acting when I got pregnant at 34. So was that, you came up with the 34, 35 thing, right?
34, 35, yes, we mentioned, but 29 is for everybody, general aspect, because Saturn is quite big, powerful planet and influence everybody. Like, yes, the full turn of Saturn, it's 29 and a half. So while you're 29, 30, around that age, always something like changing happen.
Yeah, I became a teacher.
62. Pressure with the family or some strong emotions. happy.
That's the part that we don't want to talk about.
Excuse me. So
but it was really bad.
Okay.
It was really, really bad.
Okay, and 64.
Same.
The same, yes. Because I see, like, actually, all my aspects, they're so full with lots of description, and this is very brief, like tough period, or something like that.
So tough, so tough. But that's the personal life. But the life that I had, the professional life was just through the roof at that time. As I said, it's directly opposed. It's like as bad as it was at home was as good as it was in the professional world. So again, the testing. I think it makes a difference of a dynamic person. I think it's really important for your audience to know this. Dynamic people are only dynamic in how they deal with traumatic situations.
Ivana, I have my final question to you because, as wise people say, teacher comes into life of a student, of a pupil, in the necessary, very important time when student is ready. Tell me, please, when do you think you come into life of your students?
But all I could say is yes. That's what happens.
I learned in my life a lot. I don't know how many certificates and educations I have, but I swear to God, when I saw what I should do for the first lesson, I was scared to concept. I can't do it. I'm 34. I can't do it. I felt like 4. And now I'm addicted, to drug in a good way. Pure, clean drug, with a good energy. That makes me happy, and that's Monday, my class, my school, my start of the week. Oh my God, thank you so much, Ivana, for your energy, for your contribution, for everything, for your time, for your great, kind heart. And if I could ask you for a final word, inspiring word for Stars About Stars followers and the Chile Life channel spectators, that is my spiritual mental growth channel in YouTube.
Don't be afraid to take the experience of the pandemic and make it help you change whatever it is that you want to change, because this is the time to do it. This is the time to, because you know what the worst could be, so life is too short to just accept what you were accepting before the pandemic. So we realized we realized through these times that it is a time to take the chance, make the changes you want to make, or really dive into the choice you already made, and don't be afraid to really try to find your way in that without fear. Just jump in, go after your passion. Dreams can come true if you make it so.
Thank you again, Ivana, and I prepared small gifts for you. First of all, of course, wonderful flowers for a wonderful woman. For you.
Thank you so much.
I hope this yellow will raise up your mood. And another thing, that is a small mineral that's going to be next to you as your best friend and will protect you from all evil energies. Thank you so much. This is onyx, as I mentioned. It's your mineral.
It's my mineral. Is it just my star mineral?
Yes, it's according to your birth chart reading, that is very good for you as an emerald, as I mentioned before, and sapphire. This is onyx, exactly. It's protection for every day. And you can make your intention or your wish or whatever you feel like on a rising moon. It's going to help you not only 1 month, but it's going to help you forever.
Like to be protected. That's
that's good for women especially. Nowadays we need all of us gets protected.
That's my main thing about that makes sense, because I always felt unsafe growing up.
Yeah.
So this is a perfect one for me.
Yes. Thank you so much for your energy, for your time, for your blessing, for your contribution.
Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful interview. You're amazing and you're gorgeous.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be a student. Thank you.